All right. We're getting ready to get started here shortly. See where all the viewers are coming from. Got a couple on Facebook, a couple on Twitch, a couple on YouTube. Making sure I got everything up and running. You're the only one talking, Ghost Abby. Uncover the face, hooligan! I don't know if I can do that, Ghost Abby. Let me see. That's all you get. Hold on one moment. Let me fix my green screen real quick. Alright, let me see if that helped things. There we go. Now we're looking about right. And you keep calling me a hooligan, Ghost Abby. I'm gonna send you to the same dungeon that Chillin' has been in all this time. Oh, you've been waiting for this all day, haven't you? Oh, you are killing me with all of the hooligan stuff, Abby. Oh no, I know for a fact you've been waiting for this all day. Been like counting down on your watch or whatever piece that you use to tell time with. Sundials, maybe something along those lines. Hey, Devin, how you doing? We have not started yet. We are just getting ready. Just giving everybody a little bit of time to come in. So Devin's a hooligan now too? All right. Give it to around the 10-minute mark, and then we will begin the movie. Hey, what's going on, Chuck? How you doing? Still a little bit sore from Comic Con. Shoulders. I guess it has to be from me wearing the batsuit and not wearing it for anything like I was doing. And it kind of feels like I've been like lifting weights for a shit ton of reps. Or sets, I guess you could say. So Isabel's a hooligan too. Don't you be sucking up, Abby. You know you was calling her a hooligan last night. Came to me like, yeah, I think Isabel's a hooligan. I think she is. And I agreed. I think she's a hooligan too. She might be. Ghost Abby, you're awesome. And in her room, her head's just like, psst, psst. Ginormous noggin. I'll be calling me a liar, Abby. I'll put you in timeout. And then I'll slander your name all through the stream. I don't know why when I think hooligan, I think of what the hell? There's like a movie where it's like a gang of like soccer fans or like terrorizing like Ireland or something. Me, Devin, Ty, and Bella are all hooligans. Start our own gang, the hooligans. Respect my rights as a human being. Oh, Abby, you have issues. I definitely don't think they wired things correctly back in you. But alright, we reached the 10-minute mark, actually 11 minutes, so we gave everybody a good amount of time to get the notification, get here. They'll likely join, maybe, throughout the stream. If not, then video will be up on YouTube, so they can always check out the commentary then. But tonight we will be, I'm about to say playing, I'm not playing that. We'll be watching Halloween Resurrection. Oh, so let me shut my door real quick. I didn't realize I had that open. And then we'll do, if I can talk at all, we'll do the countdown for the movie. Just give me one moment. Okay, there we go. All right. So, assuming that you guys are ready, I'll be doing the countdown for Halloween Resurrection in about 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, play. Hey, what's going on, Ranger? I didn't even see you come in. Holy shit. know why I don't remember this movie starting out with the theme like that. That's how you can tell. It's been a while since I watched this movie. Because I thought they kind of fucked up the theme. Like similar to what they did in H2O. Not like fucked it up, but it wasn't the same thing. Like the only thing they were kind of missing was just having the pumpkin at the beginning. Because I wonder what asylum is she in? I don't know if they ever show that. Because it kind of starts off pretty good. Like it's to a good start with her in the asylum in the voiceover. Definitely sets a good tone. Like they could have played a lot with her in the mental institution, thinking that she's seeing Michael. Okay, Grace Anderson Sanitarium. Exactly. Like with the movie taking place in the asylum, you can literally have it where you don't know if she's actually seeing Michael or it's hallucinations. And you could toy with the whole idea that she's the actual killer. Like nobody sees a paramedic that should be completely riddled with burns carrying a foot long butcher knife. Because then it's like, how the hell did Michael? I guess her case would have been high profile enough for him to find her. See, they could have toyed a lot with that. Hey, what's going on, Michael Myers fan? How you doing? The night might be at the... Oh, the night might be the end. Halloween Kills. I can't wait for that to come out. Everything I'm hearing about it just seems like it's going to be, for lack of a better word, killer. Hey, what's going on, CM? How you doing? And it's like, why did Michael even show himself to her? That's where I think this could have played a lot better if it just took place in the asylum and played with Laurie's PTSD from dealing with Michael. Like, I do like the mask on here, though. So where was Michael? Where Michael was after Halloween H2O. I believe they kind of make mention about the tunnels underneath the Myers house. That's where he's been living. I'm assuming that's what that meant. What happened to John Tate? I'm not sure. They never make mention of him. I mean, I would assume that Michael likely could have killed him. And that's why Laurie is in the institution. Not only because of the paramedic, but it has to be... Something had to happen with her son. That she would abandon him like that. Unless he's living with the father. And maybe Michael killed him, and that's what took so long for him to get back to Laurie. Like, what was worse, Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 or Halloween Resurrection? It's... I think it depends on what you're watching for. Because as bad as the ghost aspect of the ghost mother and all that of Halloween 2 is, Michael Myers is still terrifying on there. Like, he's still brutal as hell. Michael on here, it's hard to get over Busta Rhymes whooping his ass. It's extremely hard. I would probably say Resurrection. Like, why did the paramedic attack Laurie? I don't think he did. I mean, at least if you play it off like it was the paramedic the entire time, he got up and he might have been disoriented and tried to get to the front seat. Like, the better question is, why didn't the paramedic remove the mask immediately when he woke up to let Laurie know he wasn't Michael Myers? What happens when Michael comes out on Christmas? Or if Michael comes out on Christmas, chances are be doing some snow massacres, depending on which Michael you're talking about. If it's the Thorn Michael, I don't think he's active during that time. Like, why not just have him walk right through the door instead of like he was knocking? I guess it must have been the electricity. It kind of got Michael's hair all frizzled out. Yeah, I believe the mask in H4 is still a version of the Kirk mask, just not painted as well. And they didn't pull the sideburns off of it. At least that's what I remembered hearing. Obviously not. He has no reason to be afraid of her. Why would she ask if he was afraid to die when she saw him eat like bullets like no problem in Halloween 1 and 2? Obviously, death is not a concern for Michael. And how would he know about the paramedic doing that unless he was there? Hey, what's up, horror boy? How you doing? We are currently 14 minutes into the movie. Not that late. Not that late. That was completely stupid. Like, why would you have to be sure when you know for a fact that that's him? There's no way it could be anybody else. Even if it was someone else, he still came there to kill you. He broke through your door and was going to stab you while you were in bed. Whether it was Michael Myers or not, drop the motherfucker. Hey, Garrett, how you doing? Almost didn't see you come in. Oh, Michael Myers fan, your ex. Okay. All these name changes. I can't keep up with everything. So you're doing well? That's fantastic to hear, my friend. He only killed 3 nurses and a paramedic in Halloween 2? Why does that not sound right? Oh no, if you were gonna have him come in there and kill Lori at the beginning of the movie, he should have just came in there and decimated her. She should have stood no chance at all. But I still think the movie should have took place in the asylum. No, I did not know that. The guy who played Charlie in Halloween 8 died? I did not know that. Or if I did, I didn't remember it. Hey, Dark Super, how you doing? And the sad thing is, Horror Boy, the movie starts off so well with the voiceover and the way it's like leading into Laurie's room in the sanitarium. And like that's all it really needed to be. It just Laurie in the sanitarium, possibly playing with the idea that because she may have killed the wrong person, or just the fact that she was traumatized by Michael, she's almost seeing hallucinations, like Tommy Jarvis in Friday the 13th Part 5. And the whole thing is like none of the orderlies or anybody is listening to her. People are ending up mysteriously dead. You don't know if it's Michael Myers or not. And it turns out you can either make it where it was Michael Myers actually killing people, or you can make it where Laurie was killing people. Oh, excuse me. Where Laurie was killing people under her own rendition of Michael Myers' personality because of the trauma that she suffered. Like you could go multiple ways with that and have it be in Smith's Grove on top of it. Because I mean, I would have really liked for them to toy with that aspect, just because I didn't want it to be like Michael hunting her in the hospital again, like it did in Halloween 2, like a callback to that. I wanted people to actually think that Michael really wasn't there. And then when you least suspect it, it actually is him. Like right at the end, you don't find out that it's actually Michael until the end. Like you start getting heavy doses of clues that it may be all in Laurie's mind. And Laurie may actually be responsible. And then you end the movie with Michael killing Laurie and going back to the Myers house. Brandy, it's been a while. Well, not like years or anything, but Been quite a few days since I seen you. Hopefully you're doing well with your bat. I mean, yeah, like Rob Zombie's Halloween movies are way better than this. Like I said, I can't get over Buster Rhymes beating the shit out of Michael Myers. I just can't get over it. Like it's kind of a black mark on the Halloween series. Oh, thank you, Brandy. Like I forgot you can see my pictures on Facebook. I forgot that I was like friends with you on there, which makes sense because I'm seeing you in the stream. Like I did enjoy scaring some of the vendors at Comic Con as Michael Myers, especially because I had the music playing and a lot of them were very unnerved over the contact in the eye. Like, why is she looking up like that? She's like, the fuck is she looking at? How sweaty was it in the Batman costume? I felt like a hot pocket to a certain degree. I mean, as long as I was outside and the wind was like going underneath the cowl and like hitting the back of my neck and getting in there that kind of way, sort of like ventilation, I was completely fine. But pretty much once we hit the hotel room to grab a snack to eat and the kids were all settled and sitting down, it's like, nah, that shit had to come off. I was done. Do I like the soundtrack? You mean for this movie, Horror Boy, or Rob Zombie's ones? Michael Myers takes karate lessons with Busta Rhymes. Just sitting there watching kung fu movies, and Michael Myers just taking notes like, you mean Halloween 2018, Anthony? Yes, Abby, we know you love ASMRs. That and your satisfying videos like your magnet video. Yeah, the theme in this movie, I like it to a certain degree. Once it gets past the Carpenter score and starts going into its own thing, it kind of loses the creepy aspect that the Halloween theme has. Goes a little bit too orchestral and tries to be too grandiose for the movie. And it because of it losing that horror element to it, it just makes me like not like it that much. Like, or I could cut it off to that point. But what they did with the instruments for the theme itself was very good. Yeah, Anthony, 2018 is way better than the remake. Way better, in my opinion. But why is she seeing Michael Myers? Assuming that she actually saw Michael Myers. And if she didn't, why is she having hallucinations of Michael Myers? How the fuck would she even know what Michael Myers really looks like? Unless they have pictures of him. Let alone with the mask on and everything. Yeah, pretty much after this, we're going to be doing the Rob Zombie movies. Dark Super. Oh man, the day and age of grainy video still. Do I think Michael wants to kill? Depending on the version. The Thorn version, they kind of indicated that he doesn't. The this version, I guess you could say the H2O timeline, he does. In the 2018 version, he does. He really does. I know Heath Ledger died. Come on, man. Come on. As much of a Batman fan as I am, come on. Of course I know he died. Not sure why everyone hates Halloween so much. I guess it's the same reason they hate Friday the 13th Part 5. Because it doesn't have Michael Myers in it. Which I don't think you really need Michael for this. Which was why I'm hoping in Halloween Ends, Michael actually does die. And they move past the Myers story. And we get the Shape as someone else. Because, I mean, even Michael being the Shape, he can't last forever. You gotta move on past him. He's not a vampire. He's not undead. You gotta move past him at some point. Ooh. But I mean, really though, would he be able to do that with a tripod? Now, Roy isn't exactly stronger than Jason, not physically. Roy had indicated no strength greater than Jason. He demonstrated a similar tactic to killing people than Jason, like Jason, I mean. But he has not proven himself to actually be stronger. Having a bigger kill count isn't exactly proof of that. Motherfucker, I'm Michael Myers. Skedaddle. Get the fuck out of Dodge. Like, I would like to see, because there's a story in Halloween 1 that the caretaker tells about a guy who kissed his family and did something to them. Or he killed himself. We don't know because he was cut off by Loomis. But I wonder if that has any kind of connection to the Halloween mythos. I'm not sure how many kills Roy had in part 5. But in order for Roy to be truly stronger than Jason, you would have to look at it from the standpoint of what Jason has done and what Roy has done. Jason has crushed human skulls with his bare hand. Roy has not. Roy has not demonstrated any kind of level of strength to that. Oh yeah, Buster Rhymes is entertaining as hell. I honestly would not have minded him just being in the movie or even being a victim at some point. Once he started breaking out the kung fu moves, that's when this shit lost me. But I do enjoy having cameras all around the Myers house and having them investigate it. Like, to a degree, like, I like the creativity of it, but I'm also very much into found footage movies. So having it like this is something that would interest me. The only problem is this is over 20 years after Michael killed Judith. So what could they possibly discover in the house that police haven't uncovered? Because, I mean, they should have had something. Like, there's a reason that they could go in there and look. Maybe that place is haunted and they are going in there to get some kind of supernatural evidence. Anything. EVPs. Anything. And it gives them a reason to investigate and just happen to run into Michael Myers. Trying to investigate it to figure out what made Michael snap over 20 years later after it's already been looked over multiple times by police, if not back in 1963, definitely after 1978, makes no sense. Like, why you would have them investigate a house that's already been investigated by people who do that for a profession. Hey, Brooke, how you doing? Trick or treat, motherfuckers. I want to see that on a t-shirt. Even if I gotta do the graphic myself, I may create that at some point. So what happened to Michael Myers' mom? I don't know. Um, I guess if you actually wait, I do know because in this timeline, Halloween 2 happened. They said that both of his parents died in a car crash. Hey, what's going on, Dino? How you doing? No, it's not so much Jamie Lee Curtis's story. It's just how this movie could have probably used one or two more rewrites before actually being put in front of the camera. Because I mean, the Laurie story could have carried on, but it should have stayed in the asylum and them just building on the story from there. If you were going to do this and have Laurie's story at the beginning, that's fine. But like I said, there's no point for them to investigate a house that's already been investigated by investigators that do that for a living. It would have made more sense if they were paranormal investigators going there to trying to find maybe some kind of paranormal evidence that maybe Michael is haunting the house since he was presumably killed at some point in time, or maybe the story about the paramedic didn't get to Haddonfield and they assumed that he died in H2O. So they may think he's haunting the house, or maybe Judith is haunting the house. There's multiple ways they could have went with that and went with like paranormal investigative equipment, giving them an actual reason to be there, not trying to find a way what made Michael snap. If Loomis couldn't find that out, assuming that he also explored the Myers house, how are a bunch of teenagers going to do that? Like, it made no sense. The look on Michael's face in 1978? Do you mean the movie, or did they do did they have like a picture of him from 78? Or do you mean when Michael was unmasked in 1978? Have a good night, Ghost Abby. What happened to Michael's parents in the 2018 timeline? We don't know. With Halloween 2 no longer being a thing, it's assumed that they were still alive. I mean, I don't know if they've died since then. Oh, when he got unmasked, I liked it. It made more sense because he wasn't grotesque, aside from the clothes hanger scar on the eye. He wasn't grotesque or anything at all. He looked normal. Which that was the guy I met at Baltimore Comic Con, Tony Moran, the unmasked Michael Myers. That's who I got to sign my Trick or Treat Studios H1 pumpkin. You can tell she's totally thinking about doing it too. Like ratings are shooting up. Like I do like the way the mask looks on here in the shadows. Would I prefer Halloween 2 or H40? That's a tough choice. But I would probably say I prefer. I'd probably say age 40. I think I prefer age 40. I like Halloween too. I think it's very close, but age 40 I think resonates a little bit better with me just because it's very reminiscent of Friday the 13th in my mind. That's taken from Loomis's line. And I think Halloween 6, I think that was. So I can't remember. Weren't they actually together? Because I know they got robbed at some point. I remembered hearing that. What story would I have told for Halloween Part 8? I think I would have focused more on Lori in the mental institution. Like I said earlier in the stream, her in the mental institution, probably racked with guilt over possibly killing the paramedic if you wanted to go that route with Michael Myers. And almost stealing from Friday the 13th, Part 5 a bit. Like she's seeing hallucinations of Michael Myers. She looks out the window, Michael's there. She is looking in the mirror, Michael's behind her. But he's not actually there, he's in her mind. And then all of a sudden on Halloween night, orderlies who haven't been listening to her at all, some of her friends in the asylum start ending up dead. And it culminates in pretty much to a point that you're not sure as a viewer of whether Michael Myers is actually there or somebody else is killing these people under the guise of Michael Myers. Or is it possibly Laurie doing it? And then pretty much you get to the end and it turns out it was Michael all along. And he kills Laurie, and as he's leaving the asylum, we get a glimpse of the sign of what the asylum is called, and it's Smith's Grove. And Michael goes home to Haddonfield. I mean, I could lay it out a little bit more detailed than that, but that's the overall premise that I would have probably have worked with. And then after that point, then in the next movie, I would have probably went with the found footage, with them doing a paranormal investigation of the Myers house. All right, he's like stabbing his ass all over. Ooh, knife to the head. Would I like to see a movie with Jamie and Laurie? Yeah, I would, actually. And like I said, like they could always bring Jamie Lloyd back in Halloween Ends. She just doesn't have to be related to Laurie Strode. She could be her own character with no blood relation to Michael. Or she could have a relation to Michael. Maybe she's Michael's cousin. Something like that. Since there's no um, family ties to Michael's killings, she could still be related. But will they do it? Probably not. Oh, thank you, Devin. All I need is an opportunity and a budget and some movie making know how. There's like nothing else in that closet. How the fuck did it scare her? What I think, like, yeah. What do you think Michael's look is going to be in Halloween Kills? Essentially, it's going to be where it's melted to his face. I think. I think the mask is going to be cracking. I don't think it's going to be all fused to his face, like the entire mask. I don't think it's going to be like that. I think a good portion of it is going to be charred to his face. And at some point, Michael may end up finding another mask. Because I don't think we're going to get the same mask from Halloween Kills to Halloween Ends. I don't think that's going to be the case. Rambling Rabbit. Help! What's up, Rambling Rabbit? I don't know, man. Blair Witch Project had better cameras. Because, I mean, all the furniture would have had to have been put back into there. Considering that the Strodes were going to sell it. And granted, when we went into the Myers house with Loomis and Brackett, there was no furniture there. So where the fuck did all the furniture come from? If we're disregarding Halloween 6. That means these tunnels had to have been something new for them too, to have built just for this. Because, I mean, if not, then the Myers family has a lot of explaining to do. And there's a lot of information that they kept from Dr. Loomis. Except for that one. And that one. What movie would I make? Friday the 13th. I would want to make a Friday the 13th movie more than anything. You mean overall total horror boy? Like what's my least favorite out of Freddy, Jason, and Michael's design? Or am I picking a specific design for all three? So I mean, they did get nudity on their stream, anyways. Well, like individual, I would say Freddy. I honestly didn't like the new Nightmare makeup. I didn't didn't necessarily scream burn victim to me. Now I'm leaving out the remakes. I'm not talking about the remakes. I'm talking about the original Robert Englund Freddy. The remake definitely. That's my worst least favorite of the makeups. Because I mean that he couldn't even really emote in that makeup. But Robert Englund, I would say New Nightmare for me. Remake, obviously, if I'm going all across the board, Jackie Earl Haley's makeup was terrible. For Jason, I would probably say Part 8. I did not like Part 8's design. For Michael, H2O. No. I take that back. Because H2O just had a couple of different masks. There was one mask in particular I didn't like. Halloween 5's mask is still the worst in my mind. Yeah, from what I remembered, H5 was so rushed that essentially half the scenes they filmed weren't even really in the script. Like, man, the mask doesn't even fit on Buster right. It looks like one of those Wish.com masks. Or something that we watched a movie is like tearing apart. Like, really? Like, Michael Myers just takes that. He doesn't kill him there. Why did I say what, Anthony? So, I mean, I would assume this is where Michael's been living at the entire time. 'Cause, I mean, that would indicate Michael not only sleeps, but he sleeps with dolls too. Creepy dolls, but dolls nonetheless. See, that should have been the shape stalks there. That would have been probably the better musical choice. I mean, who's the worst director of Halloween? I would probably say. I mean, it would be my own personal opinion, but I would probably say the director from H2O. I just didn't like how polished he made the movie. Like, it was too Scream esque in tone. I mean, this kind of is too. This is a bit better as far as tone wise than H2O. Now imagine how that would have scarred those kids once they realize pretty much all the deaths that they've seen on the stream. What's the worst kill in the series? I'd probably say what's her face from Halloween 5? Not Rachel, but the friend. I forget her name. The one that jumps in front of Michael and gets stabbed with a magical bendy knife. I mean, it's assumed that she's killed, but she like gets stabbed in the shoulder and just lays there writhing in pain, and you never really see her again. Like, nobody. Why would you listen to a guy that just attacked you? Yes, Tina, that's who it is. Yeah, the burn wrap Michael was pretty cool. Was a cool little difference. Which I wonder if he was wearing the wrap underneath the Shatner mask. I mean, yeah, it's definitely a cool look. And because only Loomis would have known that he looked like that, or at least he was the only one hunting for him that knew that he looked like that, made sense for Michael to walk around on Halloween with the wraps on and not be recognized or at least draw any more attention to himself as he would have if he was just exposed as like a burn victim. Nobody ever questioned how the fuck he made it upstairs? It's not a bad effect with the voice box. As very George Romero Day of the Dead esque. Actor who played Roy played Warped Michael Myers. Or Warped Michael. Roy, you mean Roy Burns? You know, knowing that you're in close proximity with a known serial killer like Michael, why are you just sitting there watching him as he does anything? Like, he deserved to die. Now, it looks like he crushed his skull, or because it wasn't really a crush. You heard it popping, and his eyes were bleeding, but he didn't like actually crush it. So I still wouldn't count that as him being on par with Jason with skull crushing. Jason completely fucking collapsed multiple skulls. I mean, I think they'll probably use some variants of Ghostface at some point in media. But I think the Scream TV show, if it does come back, it's likely going to be rebooted. I just hope something like maybe Shutter or some streaming service picks it up and lets it be free and be able to do its own thing. So where's Buster Rhymes at during all this? Like, he clearly has to hear all of this shit going on. He should have had him do the head tilt to it and then open the door. No, Ramblin' Rabbit. The actor that you're talking about, he didn't play Roy. He played Dream Jason in the beginning. Roy was played by someone else. Yeah, the beginning of Friday the 13th Part 5, when Tommy's having the dream about the two people digging up Jason. That Jason that comes out of the grave, that's played by someone else. The same guy that plays that Jason that comes out of the grave played, I believe, Wrapped Michael Myers in Halloween 4. And if I remember right, he played, I think, was it Leatherface in Texas Chainsaw 3? I believe he played him on there. But Roy Burns was played by someone else entirely. Yeah, the acting in this one was... No, Dead Meat didn't lie. Dead Meat, they tell you the same thing. It's a dream sequence Jason was played by that guy, not the guy that played Roy. Matter of fact, I'll pull it up for you real quick. Camp Juicy will always live forever, Devin. Oh, that's so terrible. You background fucking roundhouse kicking Michael. Yeah, because the actor that played Roy Burns was Dick Whelan. I think that's how you pronounce it. And the only real horror movie that I see to his credit is Part 5, Friday the 13th, as Roy. Now, let me actually go to Dream Sequence Jason. If they have that on here. All right, so the actor you're talking about, what's his name? Tom Morga is who you're talking about, I believe. Yeah, because he played bandaged Michael Myers, but he was uncredited. He was Leatherface in Texas Chainsaw 2, not 3. And he was Jason Voorhees, uncredited in Part 5. So Tom Morga, that's who you're looking for. Not the actor that played Roy Burns. Which I believe I said his name was Dick Whelan. How do you pass out with your eyes open? You get stabbed by Michael Myers, but you pass out with your eyes open. One 800-JUICY. We might have to do a Friday the 13th revisited at some point. Actually, you know what? We may do a commentary to Vengeance very, very soon. Just to bring everybody back to Camp Juicy. It was one of the weirdest, but definitely one of the funnest. Fuck that. Anybody who knows getting kicked in the face or hit in the face at all when you're wearing a latex mask on, supernatural entity or not, if you bleed, that shit is fucking irritating. Like Michael's probably down there with the mask off like, son of a bitch. Nice callback to Halloween too. Michael's not very stealthy on here, is he? Yeah, that chat got a little too adult. Dumbass. Yeah, that wasn't family friendly content, Devin. Not in the slightest. Like, you're wrapped in wires. You don't have a fucking log falling on you. You can move. Oh yeah, Nick Castle is always going to be the benchmark for Michael Myers. Well, you're going against a one-armed Buster Rhymes, and you still couldn't kill him. Just electrocute his nuts. That Michael Myers just like kind of woo to that. Hey, hello, Mr. Collection. Oh shit. How you doing, my friend? See, you changed your name too? Keeping things interesting. How you doing? Electric nuts. Dude, I feel like they should be a lot more traumatized knowing that they just saw multiple people murdered on camera. Was there ever a movie where Michael Myers was truly scary? I think 2018 came pretty damn close. Because, I mean, when you remove the whole thing that it's Michael Myers, the theme song, the history behind the franchise, and just boil it down to an escaped mental patient randomly going house to house murdering people in such a brutal fashion, it's pretty terrifying. Especially, I mean, granted, the way he was killing some of these people and how their bodies were mangled. I mean, a lot of that is definitely fictional. But the fact that you could get someone to actually, that could actually happen, like some crazy person goes house to house, butchering random people that has no connection to each other whatsoever, that's pretty scary. She's like, what the fuck? Michael Myers? And that mask looks fucked up. His eyes look fucking crazy too. Oh man. Alright, but that was Halloween Resurrection. Do I have any merch? I do have a link in my videos that leads to my merch. Basically, like stickers, t-shirts, socks, stuff like that. That's I believe how I offered the chillin' with Michael shirts. I haven't made anything new since then, just because I mean I haven't really sold any kind of merch, but I also haven't been pushing it either. My thing has just mostly been pushing the live streams. But yeah, like feel free to follow the link. See if you can if I got anything that you might want merch wise. I think Michael plays the knife hand game. Probably when he's bored. Waiting on Halloween, just like practicing by doing that. Alright, but alright guys, that's gonna probably do it for this stream, this commentary. Um Tomorrow we'll I'm thinking I may end up doing maybe a gameplay stream tomorrow, especially if Ghost Abby wants to be on the stream, just because I don't want to necessarily start Rob Zombie's Halloween with Ghost Abby in the room. I mean, I'm not a prudish parent by any means, but That movie can get a little on the dialogue trailer park side. You know what I mean? But I think tomorrow probably get in a couple games of Dead by Daylight. As per usual, trying to keep all my characters progressing up. Because who knows when... I think there's supposed to be an event going on starting tomorrow. I think that's what it said. So why not get a little bit of Dead by Daylight in with it? And then Sunday, my schedule will be back to normal. Streaming Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. I'll be doing all three of those. That's going to lead us into Rob Zombie's Halloween 1, Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, and Halloween 2018. And that should lead us past Halloween, I believe. I think. Fairly certain. But yeah, I'm going to head off here. Probably grab something to eat and watch some more horror shit. Until then, I want to thank all you guys for sticking with me through the stream, watching the movie with me, and hope you guys have a good night. And as always, I am JG Dark, and thanks for watching.